Today we're going to install and mount an NVMe 2242 M.2 solid-state drive into Citron's IRIV PiControl. Before starting, just note that backup any important data from your NVMe SSD. This tutorial will involve formatting and deleting all existing data on the NVMe SSD. So for the hardware, we're going to start by disassembling the IRIV by first unscrewing the antenna. Then we're going to detach the two connectors, black-orange, on the IRIV PiControl. Remove 4 screws located at the side of the casing using the provided Phillips screwdriver. Gently separate the top casing and bottom part from the DIN rail side. IRIV PiControl casing is now successfully open. Warning: avoid touching the electronic parts on the board to prevent unnecessary damage. Locate the hold-down screw for the M.2 slot and unscrew the screw. Place your NVMe SSD at a 45-degree angle and push the NVMe SSD into the NVMe slot. Push the SSD down and screw back in the hold-down screw for the M.2 slot. We will reassemble IRIV after completing through the software steps. For the software part, we'll connect IRIV to a keyboard, mouse, and monitor. After the Pi has booted up, open a new terminal window. We are first going to install a GUI program that will allow us to manage partitions on the NVMe SSD. Enter this command, sudo apt install gparted-y. After installation, remain in the terminal. We are now going to create a new directory called makedisk. This directory will later be used to access the NVMe SSD. So mkdir makedisk. Next, we're going to change ownership of the makedisk directory and all of its contents. Sudo chown pi:/home/pi/makedisk. Then we're going to allow read, write, and execute permissions for user, group, and others for the makedisk directory. Sudo chmod a+rwx/home/pi/makedisk/. Leave the terminal open, but now launch gparted from the menu under Systems Tools. Enter the password. The default password for IRIV is raspberry. From the drop-down in the top right corner, select your NVMe SSD. You should be able to identify it by referencing the capacity listed. Click on the Device tab from the top menu bar and click Create Partition Table. Click Apply. Click on the Partition tab from the top menu bar and click New. A Create New Partition window will open. We will use the default values, but put makedisk as the label. Then click Add. Click the green tick icon. Click Apply. When it reports all operations successfully completed in the Applying Pending Operations window, click Close. Right-click on the listed partition and click Information. Copy the UUID, Universal Unique Identifier, and then go back into the terminal window. We're now going to edit the fstab file from the etc directory. This will make the NVMe drive automatically mount after a startup or reboot. So sudo nano/etc/fstab. Create a new line at the bottom of the file and type in the following command. Do note that replace your UUID with the value you just copied from gparted earlier. UUID equals your UUID/home/pi/makedisk ext4 defaults, auto, users, rw, no fail 00. Exit out of editing the fstab file by first pressing Ctrl X, then press Y to save the file. Lastly, we're going to mount the drive once by typing in sudo mount-a. You should see on the desktop your NVMe drive shows up as makedisk. You may now reassemble the IRIV. Reassembling is a reverse of the disassembling.